Yeah, yeah.
Whoa, I just moved a bunch of things. This is
This
what is
is the
happening?
story of a
What am
girl.
I what just happened?
Wandering
I don't know what
around the
just happened
whole
on my
world.
side, so hopefully nothing else is messed up, but a bunch of stuff just shifted around, which is not ideal. Very professional podcasts. That's what we do over here.
Yep.
So this is obviously we're back from PAX East episode. So we're gonna talk about our travels over there. What were we just talking about 2 seconds ago? Before that, not the Todd thing, the other thing right before that. I feel like there
Fangio?
was
Paramount Plus.
Paramount.
Paramount. That's what it was. Okay, so I was paying like my bills this morning, and I've been meaning to look into like, all right, there's got to be a better option than for this fucking Comcast bill that's way too expensive every month, like absurdly expensive.
Crazy.
So I go on the website, I log in, and I like go to like, oh, let me look at bundles or whatever, and it's like, oh, your account actually, you need to call us, and I'm
It does
like,
the same thing to me too. Every
I'm
single
like,
time I try and look, it's
yeah.
like, "Hey, sorry, call us." I'm like, "Fuck you guys."
What does that even fucking mean? So you know what I did? I fucking called them, and I hate talking on the phone. And I called them today. First person, we had a nice chat, and I was like, listen, here's the deal. I got plenty of options. I don't really need to use Comcast for anything. I just need good internet. I don't care about TV. I don't need a home phone. They kept trying to sell me on a mobile plan. I'm like, nope, don't need any of that. I just need good internet. So unless you're gonna like work with me here and offer me something else, then like I'm gonna shop around after this. And she was like, "Oh, actually, let me get you someone else because I don't handle this." Even though on the fucking like keypad prompt, I chose the right menu to go to the right person according to the prompts. The next person, the same thing, kept trying to sell me on like mobile number, and I'm like, yeah, no, I have a very old, long-running AT&T number. Like I am grandfathered into things that they don't do anymore. I'm never changing my mobile plan unless they make me get rid of that. Like I'm never changing my mobile plan. So that's you could stop there. Like I'm not going that route. But then she was actually going through like, okay, well, what do you need to change, whatever? And she was like bringing up things like, oh, what about Netflix or this? And then I like opened up my plan. Like I couldn't change my plan or look at other plans, but I could see what I'm paying for. And I'm looking on my side, and they were like, oh, well, do you need to use Netflix? And in my head, I'm like, yeah, I already fucking pay for Netflix. But the Netflix thing this is just part of the subscription. Like it's not like I'm not paying extra for Netflix. And there were like three other things that she brought up that like I'm not actually paying extra for on my bill. It's just like part of the plan.
Yeah.
Like it's not a thing you can like, because there are plenty of things you can add that like cost more money. These are not those things. And then they were like, all right, well, it seems like one of the only options you have is this plan that will like essentially, which I don't watch TV, remove like 50 premium channels from you and make your internet slower for like a $10 difference. And I was like, I don't think you understand. I want the fastest internet option possible, which I already pay for. Everything else I don't care about. Like what are my options? And they was this whole song and dance, and I was like, you know what? Please do not change anything with my bill, because they were talking about like lowering internet speed, all these things. I'm like, do not change anything to do with my service. I'm gonna just look at my other options and probably end up canceling because like this is a long time coming. My bill's like $250 a month.
Mine's about 3.
Whoa, I don't even. Huh? You have multiple cable
Yeah.
boxes or something? Is that why?
Yeah, I have 2 cable boxes. I think I'm still paying for phone even though there's no landline in this house.
Yes, same thing. I pay for phone, and she was like, "Well, I can take the phone off, but it actually is cheaper for you to keep it." And I'm like, "This doesn't make any
Fucking
sense."
doesn't make any sense, dude. This is the same song
Yeah,
and dance they
give
always
me a
do.
number. Give me a number. If I were to remove the phone, how does it make my price higher?
Yeah. So I don't know. I think I need to actually look and see what the available options are for me to switch, because I don't watch anything on TV that isn't on a streaming service, and I already pay for all the streaming services. I don't need live TV. Like I don't need that option. So
Yeah. The only thing that I've ever toyed around with is T-Mobile's I forget what they actually call it. They've got an internet service which essentially is just piggybacking off of their own cell phone network.
yeah,
I
like
used it briefly just to see. Well, they had offered me a free trial thing. I was like, all right, let me just check it out. And I probably could have made it work. I didn't feel like switching.
Yeah, I need to seriously look and see if there is a just as comparable, if not better, internet service. Then I'm just gonna make the change because, sorry, Comcast, you're not doing anything for me. I'll pay for Peacock. I'll pay for Peacock instead, since we do use Peacock. But that's the thing. Everything we use is on fucking streaming services. What were you gonna say?
If you ever have an issue with Comcast, which I haven't really in a long time, but like if the internet goes out, I'll already know what to do. Like I unplug the shit, go through the basic motions, reset it from my phone because it will let you like reset the time from your whatever. You call them. They fucking are like, okay, well, did you do this? I'm like, yeah. They're like, okay, let's do that again. So you go through all this giant thing with them. 20 minutes later, they're like, yeah, I'm going to have to get you to another department and like the IT guy. So then the IT guy's like, all right, so what I'm going to need you to do is unplug the back. I'm like, dude, I just did this. He's like, yeah, we got to go through it all again. I'm like, can you just send someone here? He's like, you got to go through this all with me before we can even go through that. And I'm like, I just hang up every single time because we have an alarm system that we don't even use anymore because we can't get someone here to fucking fix it. Because I'm sitting on the phone with these people for like an hour and it's like, I know it doesn't
I don't know
work.
if you should say that on the internet, but
What?
His house is unguarded now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Fuck all this nonsense, paying overblown bills for things we don't even fucking use. But that's not what we're here for today. We're here for some post-PAX East nonsense. So welcome, everyone, to the Pass Control Podcast, a show where a couple of best friends talk about the latest in video games and nerd culture. Sometimes we have guests. Sometimes we talk about Comcast too much. Either way, we have a new episode for you each and every week. As always, I'm your host, Brenden Groom, and joining me on this lovely Friday evening is the anime senpai himself. Maybe the most bulletproof immune system on the planet, because I don't understand how you didn't even feel sick after PAX, Mike, right?
No.
This man, aside from just like regular con crud, COVID, you are up late every night, like late, and still up early. Like not super early, but like up.
Relatively early.
Yeah, like you ran yourself into the ground that week.
I can't wait for you guys to hit 40. I just fucking can't wait.
Oh yeah, it's gonna hit me like a fucking Mack truck.
Oh man,
I
can't wait.
Listen, Monday.
At least your diet's really good, Mike.
Yeah, that's your saving grace.
This is soju.
Wait, is it really?
Yes.
Oh shit. Also joining us tonight, of course, is the Fortnite father, Todd Gary. Todd, how are you doing tonight?
All right. I feel like I have nothing to say tonight, but you guys do you.
Oh, we're gonna roast you tonight. This is the roast of Todd Gary.
There's nothing to roast.
And then rounding us out, of course, is the Disney daddy himself, Dominic 40. Dom, how are you doing tonight?
I'm all right.
Okay, all right. I love to hear it. Yeah, Mike, I'm kind of blown away because, like, obviously, you see my regimen in the morning, how many pills and like other things I take. And obviously I'm wearing a mask the whole time. So I continue my lucky streak of not getting sick at all. But when Monday rolled around and I had to get up for work, I was fucking tired. Other than that, I'm great.
Yeah. I don't remember how I felt Monday. I did go to the movies.
Yeah. So you had to go see your 1
Godzilla?
p.m. movie.
Huh?
You see Godzilla? What did you say?
I saw Ghostbusters. Godzilla
okay.
wasn't out yet. Let's see. I'm
Well,
busy tomorrow, so maybe I'll see it
I'm seeing
Sunday.
Godzilla next week.
Mike, do you pay for some like subscription plan or something? 'Cause I feel like you should, because you see like every movie apparently.
Well,
He paid very cheap for Ghostbusters.
Okay.
For most movies that he sees, he
He's-
pays.
Mike, was
got
that
the
as
early
bad as
ticket
they
option,
say it
yeah.
is? As the reviewers say it is? Because like I feel like it's like a split between like audience and review. Like audience seemed to really like it, but reviewers do like whatever.
it was sort of whack.
Yeah?
I think they had too many characters and didn't know what to do with most of them.
Did you
So
like the
it-
last one?
Last one
I
was
did.
good. I did like it. I liked Afterlife. But this one, there's like, again, a lot of characters, not a lot for them to do, and it focused on the main girl having some sexual tension with the ghost. I don't know.
Fuck.
I mean, I'm you just piqued my interest. Like now I'm like, okay, maybe I'll see this movie.
I don't.
Who plays the ghost actually?
Shit. I don't know the actress. I think I know.
It's Slimer. It's a Slimer, isn't it?
Yes. Super into Slimer. She's, I don't know where she's from. I just know, and what do I know her sister from?
Could you imagine the next Ghostbusters movie is the plot is the main character wants to fuck Slimer? Like that's what the fucking
Listen, I think it's sold.
We're heading there. Yeah, it was kind of
whatever.
whack.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
the
is a continuation
main-
of the Paul Rudd last one, right? Afterlife. Okay.
Without
this
going
one
into
called?
crazy spoilers, Frozen Empire or something like that.
Frozen. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Mike, without spoiler stuff, is it like the last one where like the OG Ghostbusters are barely in it, or are they in it a little bit more?
They're in it a little bit more.
Okay, it looked
Some
like
of them
they
more
were.
than
But,
others.
okay.
Without too many spoilers, did any of them blast through the wall with like a big cum shot?
I mean, I get the joke, but at the same time, Slimer does sort of do that.
Speaking of,
Love
I
to
think you
hear
should
it.
leave, Mike.
Mhm.
Maybe we talked
First
about this or not. You heard me make a reference during the Nintendo DS retrospect.
yeah,
You heard
yeah.
that, okay?
Yeah.
Did you react to it? Because if you did, I couldn't hear it. Because to me, when I said that, I heard no noise in the audience.
You heard no noise.
And to the point, as I rewatched the panel, to the point where I then repeated it because I was like, maybe people didn't hear me. And then Jacob leaned over and goes, "Are the bones money?" And I was like sweating, like, oh man, this is how does no one catch this reference? Thankfully, the person to my right on the panel, Dave, did get the reference and then like commented on it. And I was like, ooh, okay, somebody. I'm not like speaking out of my ass. I was like, did I say that? Did I like say it wrong or something?
I wish I was there with like a Cricket's little thing on YouTube to play while.
For me, it was more of like I understood that reference, but it didn't get like an audible.
Yeah, it wasn't meant to like. I'm not gonna lie. I rewatched the panel. I feel like I was kind of firing on all cylinders on that panel. I think I did pretty. I was pretty entertaining, if I do say so myself. I think I was nervous about that panel, and I think I played my part. And I think I like my interjections with the crowd and with the panel. I think they got the right reactions. That was the only thing, and I was like fucking heartbroken when it happened. I was like, oh man. But it made sense, like based on, I'm going to pitch Fossil Fighters and.
Again, this is why, we saw how well I think you should leave reference went. Speaking of which, I don't know if that guy that dressed up as the driving crooner got enough credit, but that is.
I never saw him. I only saw that picture that you sent.
Oh,
yeah, I didn't see him there either.
Yeah, we know Todd.
I think he was there. I think he was there the day that you weren't there.
Yeah, right.
all 3.5 days you weren't there.
I derailed the initial. We were talking about literally something else, and I brought that up. So I don't know what we were talking about.
We must have.
You were talking about
Ghostbusters.
Slimer. Yeah.
Slimers and come shots through walls and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Did that happen?
I'm glad we. Sort of with Slimer.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I like it. So we got a great show for you tonight. If you can't tell, it's going to be a little off the rails. We're going to be talking about our time at PAX East. Highlight some of the best games we played and some other things as well. And I don't know. I guess before we get into that, a couple of quick housekeeping things. Obviously, last week we were at PAX. There was no episode, but I hosted a panel for video game cocktails, which is on the podcast feed now. So that kind of is a supplement for last week's episode not being a thing we could record live. So there's that over there. The video version is also over on YouTube, which fucking clap it up for Mike because you did way more than you needed to do for that video file. I was just expecting to like take the video that you captured, pair it with the audio so that it was synced up and just upload it. Mike like had 2 different camera angles. He cut in the recipe overlays. He cut me in making the drinks. So like it is still is what it is. I mean, we filmed it in a room that didn't have good lighting because it wasn't a streaming room. And it was filmed on, though I will say, like, without having the proper lighting in there, I think it still looks great.
So the weird thing is that the iPhone that I used to record one angle came out better than the GoPro.
Yeah.
So I don't know what I have to do to fix that in the future.
I think simply it's just we're in a large room that didn't have like
Good
lighting for camera. Like it just is what it is. I think if it was properly lit, it would have looked great.
Been fun.
But yeah, so that if you want to see the video version of that of the panel itself, it is over there. I still haven't put the recipes up on YouTube or on the website, but I'll get to that this weekend, maybe, if not next week, the latest. I won't spoil it too much because we're going to talk about it tonight, but the games that we gave the Best of PAX East awards to, I wrote little write-ups for each of those games. That's up today over on the website at passthecontroller.io. So if you want to hear just quick little couple of paragraphs on each game about why we liked those games or why specifically I liked them, even though I think it was a pretty unanimous across the board with most of us.
Disagree. I disagree.
Yeah, Todd disagrees. So you can check that out as well. And then I think, which I'll also talk about tonight, but we couldn't talk about it last week, but Visions of Mana, which is coming out this summer, there was a behind closed doors preview for that game, which we were lucky enough to get invited to. So I did get the chance to play that, and my preview is up over on the website as well, but we'll talk a little bit more about that tonight also. I think that might be it for housekeeping. I mean, obviously, if you're listening to this live right now or listening to this weekend when we post it, it's the end of the month and we're not talking about a movie tonight. But again, I think I kind of alluded to that a couple weeks ago that PAX East would probably push some things around. So we will talk about Mike's pick. Mike is March, right? No, Mike just did. Whose movie is right now? Dom's.
Dom.
Poor Things.
Poor things.
Poor things.
We will chat about Poor Things next week. So if you are looking forward to us chatting about Poor Things, that'll be a next week episode. We'll see how the week shakes out. There's potential, I'm not certain yet, that I'll midweek or something do a second episode to sort of make up for our gap with one episode. And that'll be probably like a guest post-PAX East episode. The three of you are welcome to jump on if you want, but I am going to probably just look to get, anyone else from the crew that we were hanging out with if they want to hop on and shoot the shit about PAX and chill for a bit. So that is potentially in the works. We'll see how people's schedules and stuff line up and if it makes sense for us to drop that. If it goes past next week, I might abandon it because, we're going to cover what we talked about tonight and, after 2-3 weeks, it's, not that it's irrelevant. I just think, we've moved on to other conversations and topics at that point. So we'll see. But regardless, we'll have some of the gang on the show soon anyway. There are a lot of people that want to come on the show. So we have to schedule some things out. But before we get into PAX East and all of that nonsense, is there anything else that anyone played, watched, they want to talk about right now before we move on to PAX?
I literally just started Tekken 8. Like I did the first chapter of the story.
How is the story? I haven't touched the story.
I don't know. The first chapter is really just spoiler. You're Jin, you fight your dad.
Is it?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Wow.
Well,
That's
I'm not
new.
buying that game now.
That's new.
Yeah.
Is
I can't believe Jin would fight anyone in
Kazuya?
the family.
Yeah, I know.
Anyone in the family.
a very non-typical Mishima family interaction. Mishima, right? That's
Mishima, yeah.
Is the story mode in that just fighting and like cutscenes, or is there like another gameplay element? I actually have no idea.
From the very little that I played, it is cutscenes and fighting. Now, Tekken 6 or 7, I'm not gonna pretend to know how all the Tekkens played, but I know one of them you played as Lars, and you ran around fighting people. Was that 7 or was that 6?
I'm pretty sure either 2 or 3 also had that as well. It was like a side-scrolling, like.
I think they might actually all have them.
It must have been 7.
I think they might all have them, and some of them are just better than others.
Yeah.
But I'm playing the story mode right now.
Yeah.
And by I'm playing it, I mean like I was playing it when you said, "Hey, are you guys good to record?" And I was in the middle of trying to fight.
Just jump into ranked online.
Yeah, just jump right in.
That's what I
yeah.
always.
Hop right in. It has crossplay, right? I can play you.
Yes, one of the
Oh.
first things it does when you load up is like,
Ask
"Do you want
to
to turn
do
crossplay on?"
Mm,
And I say, "Yes, please."
hell yeah. I guess is my movie pick next?
Mm,
Yeah, I think I'm after Dom.
yes.
Yeah, okay, never mind. I don't know what fucking movie I'm picking, so never mind. I was gonna say whoever's next if they want to like share their movie now to get people a head start, but no, I don't know what that movie is because I've been in a PAX hole for the last 2 weeks, so no.
All right.
Yeah, I need to get back to Tekken. I need to play some Tekken. What about anyone else? Anything anybody wants to chat about before we move into PAX?
You always call me the Fortnite father, and I'm like, is that what I am? But I mean, at this point, I fully embraced it. That's like
You are the Fortnite father. I spoke it into
literally
existence.
all I've been fucking playing.
You're the Fortnite festival father now, actually.
I don't even have fucking missions to do right now. That's where I am with Fortnite.
God,
maybe
Stop it. You're doing missions now?
Yes. I'm like level 55, I think, right now.
Wait, what the fuck? No fucking way.
I swear to God. What was I going to say? But and the only other thing I'm dabbling in right now is Final Fantasy 14, which I'm actually really enjoying. But like, I haven't had like a night where I can just be like, I've been playing a lot of Fortnite because I'm like, I play like an hour of Fortnite and then I like pass out. And I'm not drinking. I'm just like fucking exhausted all the time.
Yeah.
Fortnite's is easy in and out.
Yeah, Fortnite's the goat. I'm also going to. I've made a soft commitment to to a few different people that I'm going to probably jump back into 14 soon. I want to get. It would be nice to actually try to get caught up before the newest expansion drops in July, Dawn Trail.
That's kind of far away.
It is. I mean, that's 3 months. Like, it's 3 months, basically. But, or I guess, yeah, 3 months, because it's the first week of July. Yeah. It's I've probably put in, when I initially started playing, like, maybe 10 hours. So, Jesse said I probably have
running back and forth and then killing, like, low-level enemies.
Jesse said that if I mostly mainline it, that I probably have about 270 hours, which is a lot of time.
Wow.
But,
that's
like,
cool, though. I'm in no rush, like
right now, if I were to look at the things that I have to play, it's continuing Unicorn Overlord, and then after that, there's nothing currently that I have to play. There are some things that I'm hoping we get access to that would mean I have things I have to play, but nothing that I have to play. Things I want to play, sure. So I really could pivot and just make most of my free time after Unicorn 14. And I think what I'm going to do is jump back in this weekend and get a taste. And if it gets its fucking hooks in me, I think I'm in. I think I'm fucking in.
I'm a little nervous about getting to the pay part because
you have a long way to go before that.
No, I know. Well, I think it's like level 70 or 60 or something like that. Once you get to that, like that's when you have to start paying.
I don't think it's a level thing. I think it's when you get to a certain expansion, which I think.
Okay.
I want to say that I want to say, and this is me talking out of my ass and just trying to remember the things that Jesse has said to me in the past. I want to say it's up until either the first expansion or maybe the second expansion. Like it is like there's. Essentially, like I think you have about 100 hours before you would even get to being to a point where you're ready to pay.
Because I read that for Xbox, it's like a giant pain in the ass because they have their Xbox has its own currency. It sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, I haven't looked into the Xbox version, but that's what Jesse was telling me the other day. Because I was like, I wonder if I can play with my PC character on Xbox and go back and forth, which you can, but I don't know.
Oh, you can.
Well, I don't know if there's I don't know if anything has changed since the last time I played, but I had started my character on PC. It's also on PlayStation, and if I wanted to play on PlayStation, I think I would then have to start paying because you have to pay to move your character back and forth. So I don't know if that's still how it functions. But yeah, they did say that Xbox has some weird like
It's
additional
weird.
monetization.
I was like looking into it, and I was like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah.
And I was like,
So
I should have just bought it on PlayStation. I should have just played it on PlayStation.
no,
But
I mean, I
how
think
much is it? How much is it monthly to fucking?
I have no
What kind
idea.
of?
I have no idea.
I'm very curious about that because
But it's the same with like all the MMOs. You basically just like buy a month card. I mean, you can put your credit card on it and just have it auto renew, but you have so much game to play before you get to that point. You'll know.
Right, yeah,
You'll know. Like if you're still playing it at that point, then you're good. Like you're gonna play it. Where it's like, you don't have to buy up front. And you can also just like, it's like you buy a month and then
yeah, exactly.
you don't have to keep paying
where
for
I go
it.
from there. Yeah.
So
The website does say play until you're level 70.
okay.
70.
So maybe that's like also gated behind like
I mean,
expansions.
I played like 15 hours and I'm level 16. Maybe?
Yeah.
So I mean, that's plenty. It's not like
I think with MMOs, and this is me speaking as someone who doesn't play MMOs typically, usually like level caps get increased per expansion. So 70 is probably like the second or first expansion. Like you probably cap out at 40 or 50 in the base game. So I don't know. I'm reinvigorated partially because it's on Xbox. Everyone's talking about it again. Well, I mean, people are always talking about it, but to kind of swing it into PAX, one of the things that we attended at PAX, actually, no, Mike didn't come. One of the things I attended at PAX was the Dawn Trail, which is the new expansion panel, and it got me a little excited. So I was like, all right, maybe I got to fuck with this game. But before we jump into PAX, anything else anyone else to talk about before we steamroll in?
I've been playing Showtime.
How are you feeling about that Princess Peach Showtime? How far are you? You're like halfway through?
Probably halfway through. I feel like they just built a new Smash character.
Oh, right.
Ooh.
I'll play it this weekend. I got it for the kids.
I mean, it's built around like a theater. So like every time she goes into a different like play, she like has like a new costume with like new powers. So I just like every time I go in, I'm like, oh, this is a new like Smash move. Like
yeah,
it just feels like they just built a new Princess Peach like Smash character.
Yeah, I got a copy too. Maybe I'll start that this weekend actually because I do kind of want to play it. Like I didn't look at what reviews were at that. I would imagine they're like between 7 and 8s somewhere around.
Yeah, I think they're not bad. Yeah.
But like
I also got a copy.
Whoa, that's surprising actually. Are you gonna actually play it?
I don't know. I recently
Don't ask him about it.
Listen,
if you ask him about it, he won't play it.
All four of us got it. That's kind of a rarity. I feel like we need to all finish it and do a Princess Peach spoiler cast.
Don't we all own Tekken? I actually don't know Todd.
All right, Mike. There we go. We'll all finish Tekken and do a Tekken 8 spoiler cast.
Don't we all own Cyberpunk? We got to do a Cyberpunk.
Oh shit! I'll do it.
I don't own Cyberpunk.
You do. It's on Stadia, Mike. That counts.
Yeah,
that counts.
That counts. I don't own. Say doesn't exist anymore.
But you still own the game.
I don't. They refunded me.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll buy you a copy.
I will too. I'll chip.
We'll just start buying Mike copies of games. Like, listen, we all four of us own it now. We got to do it. Yeah, I'll check it out. I'm excited to play that. For what it is. I mean, I'm Nintendo pilled, so like I'll play.
That's like a game you can relax and play, though. You know,
yeah,
like it's one of those good ones. You know?
I feel like it's obviously a game that's probably catered towards a younger audience, which is fine. But like sometimes I like some of those Nintendo games that are just like kind of chilling, and like a lot of Kirby and Yoshi games are not like the most difficult games to play, but I do find a lot of fun in some of those games. But before we hop into PAX, I've wanted to. Dom and I think talked about this earlier in the year about like series and games that we want to start to chip away on our backlog this year, and one of those things for me for a while has been Dragon Quest, because like I've dabbled in Dragon Quest games, but I've never finished a Dragon Quest game. So with Toriyama's passing, it kind of like bumped that priority up a little bit for me. And I feel like I've seen a lot of people on Twitter lately talking about like, oh, I'm gonna finally play Dragon Quest 11, or oh, like I'm gonna finally go back and finish Dragon Quest 11, and I really want to do that now. I need to like actually look at the games coming out this year and pick a point, then be like, this is when I need to play this and get it done. Because I
I'm
loved that
pissed.
game.
So Dragon
What?
Quest 11, I actually played a decent chunk of it when it was on game. That's the one that was on Game Pass, right?
Yeah.
And I was enjoying my time with it, but like it just got lost in the shuffle. And then I went to go play it recently. It's not on Game Pass.
Just
I
buy
think
it.
it was like 30. It was $39.99, but it was on sale for $20. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna buy this, and I missed it by a fucking day, and I didn't buy it.
I
So
think
now it's
Square
back to
games
30.
are on sale again right now on Xbox, so it's probably
Are
on
they? Oh,
sale.
okay, then I'll
Yeah.
have to check it out. Yeah.
Like I'm probably like a third away, maybe. I'm probably like the third. I don't think I'm at the halfway point yet, but I played a lot of that game on the Switch when it came out, and I fucking loved it. Like that game is really good, and from what I've heard from other people, that's opinions that I like trust, have said like, oh, if you finish that game, like there's a point in that game where it's like, oh, actually this game might be like one of the best RPGs ever made. Like it's that cool. But that's not what I played. I actually was like, fuck it, I'm downloading Dragon Quest 1, the original game, Dragon Quest Warrior or Dragon Warrior for the NES. It's digital on Switch, so it was on sale, so I grabbed it for a couple bucks. And it's short. It's like 10 hours maybe. And I blew through that this past couple days, and I finished it today. And it's definitely like, I'm happy I played it. It's kind of made me want to immediately start Dragon Quest 2 because I bought the first 3 games on Switch because they were all on sale. It is such an old RPG, not in a bad way. It's just it's like 1986. Like it's like an old RPG.
Like Nintendo Final Fantasy RPG.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it was an NES game. It was like
Oh, wait, Dragon's Quest was on. I didn't even know that.
the first Dragon Quest was on NES, and I
I
think
didn't
it
realize it
actually.
went that far
I'm
back.
pretty sure it predates Final Fantasy. I'm pretty sure like if I'm getting the history of like Square RPGs and games and stuff correctly, I'm pretty sure Dragon Quest predates Final Fantasy. But it's fine. Again, it is what it is. It is a very old game, but once you get in the swing of how it functions, it's really good. I mean, I like the aesthetic of Dragon Quest. Like I always have. Like I mean, I got a fucking slime on my desk, and I like have never finished one of these games, but I just love Dragon Quest from like a vibes standpoint. But from the little bit that I've played throughout my life, I've always enjoyed what I've played. So now I'm going to make a little bit more of a concerted effort because I've now finished 1. I've played a chunk of 11. I've played Dragon Quest Builders a little bit. And I have Dragon Quest 6, I think, on the DS, and I never finish it. I probably played like a third of that game. Not for it being bad. I just am bad at finishing games sometimes. So I'm gonna make a little bit more of an effort to do that because I'm gonna just rope that into. I've already been making sort of an effort to. Has Todd's camera been doing this the whole time? Whoops. I've already been making sort of an effort to start to dip into Final Fantasy games, which took a slight backseat because of Unicorn Overlord, but I will be getting back to Final Fantasy 11 as well. Or sorry, 10? 10 is what I'm playing at some point soon. So, I don't know. Video games. But to roll right into PAX East, I feel like let's talk about things that were not the 3 games we gave awards to, and then we'll end with those 3 games. How was your PAX overall, Mike, besides enjoying the Omni lobby and Weston lobby until 4:30 in the morning?
Yeah, it was all right. It was all right.
What was
And
go ahead. Oh, go ahead.
yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You were gonna say something.
I feel like I was, but after we had our little like back and forth just now, I've lost the thought.
Okay. Didn't take much, but all right. What was your favorite song that you sang at karaoke? Or I guess just the favorite song in general that got
They
into
got
the
sung.
mix. Yeah.
I don't even remember what song we put into the rotation.
Me and you?
Mhm.
Let's see. Mike and I duetted No Love.
Island in the Sun.
No Love by Eminem and Lil Wayne.
Wait, backtrack.
Yeah,
Dude.
go ahead. Roast
The
it.
Weezer selection on that.
Hold on.
karaoke
Wait,
thing was-
don't say the songs though. Say what you're
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
say, but don't say the songs.
I was gonna say the Weezer selection in that karaoke thing was absolutely whack. there might have been 10 songs on there. You might guess one of them.
Beverly Hills.
So okay, yes, we like going into it. I was like, Mike, I'm gonna probably throw on a Weezer song. Let's fucking look at the list and like let's do a Weezer song together. And in my head, I'm like, oh, we'll probably do fucking obviously like Buddy Holly or saying so easy jams, like good to go, know the words by heart, like let's fucking rock it out. Not only were there
Pink Triangle?
no fucking Blue Album songs at all on the list, there were only two, and this is someone who like we all like Weezer to some extent. The four of us.
Speaking of which, we're really blowing it. Like I keep going back about to buy the tickets. I'm like, fuck.
Oh, we do actually. We'll do it today. I listen to all Weezer albums, current Weezer albums. Like I listen to their music still.
Weezer died at Pinkerton. But go on.
They had, like Mike said, probably about 10 songs, and I would argue only 2 of them were songs that anyone would even fucking know. The other 8 songs, like, mind-boggling. Who the fuck picked these songs? Dom, you're correct. One of the songs was Beverly Hills. I don't want to sing that.
I know.
What do you think the other song was?
That people would know?
Gratitude? Oh,
that was well. I mean,
Gratitude one of them?
if you can guess another song on there, I'll give you the points. But Gratitude was not one.
My guess is Hash Pipe was one of them.
I don't think so.
Oh,
I think I would have known Hatch Pipe.
Yeah,
I don't even know if
wasn't
I
there.
sing Hatch Pipe, but I don't think it was there.
Wait, was it anything from Pinkerton?
I don't believe there was a Pinkerton song. There was a Make Believe song, which is Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills.
Then there was a Green Album song.
And it wasn't Hash Pipe?
Nope. It
El
was
Scorcho?
No, that's Pinkerton, I think.
Yeah.
No, I think El Scorcho is Green Album.
No, it's Pinkerton.
I think
Is
it's
it?
Pinkerton.
Green Album.
Was it just all Green Album?
So the other 8 songs, and again, I would say I am a Weezer fan, like to the point where I know most of their music.
It's not Island of the Sun?
It is Island
like
of the
Todd
Sun.
said?
Yeah, no.
Oh,
Oh,
Todd-
I didn't hear
Todd
Todd. I didn't hear
okay.
Todd say that. Sorry.
Todd, that was Todd's first. The first thing he said, like,
okay.
was it Island of the Sun?
So
That's why I
yeah, so
said
we
he
nailed.
guessed one
So me and
song.
Todd nailed
We got
Yeah.
number
songs
one.
right off the bat.
But the rest of the songs were like things that I read the title. I was like, I don't even fucking know what this song is. Like they were just not popular songs from them. Like no Blue Album. I don't think there was any Pinkerton songs. The rest of the songs must have been from like I don't even want to say they were from Gratitude because fucking if they were gonna put a Gratitude song, I would assume it would be like I forget the name of the song is. It's like it's a
I know what
thing.
song
And
you're thinking of.
it's a thing, and then in parentheses, it's like I want you if you want me to or something. I forget.
I remember the video, but I know what song you're talking about.
That's
you're
the beat.
wondering.
If you're wondering, yes,
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
That's what it is. I think it's if you're wondering parentheses. I want you to or something, or I want you. Anyways, it was garbage selection. Didn't have any Noah Khan. I was blown away. There was someone else we searched for.
I'm very like not shocked that.
No,
Noah
I
Khan
feel like
There
they
was an
one
album.
pop
Karaoke-
song. I
in a
feel like one
karaoke.
pop song. Like they
Oh, we looked up Blink. We looked up Blink in there, didn't
Oh,
it?
I didn't look at that with you.
Really?
I think
Blink. I'm more surprised that there's not in any in a karaoke.
So
like,
the other.
What you should have done, you're in Boston. You should have been fucking belting out Aerosmith and shit like that. Like
I
that's
don't know
what you
those
were.
fucking words.
Is-
Those were probably
dude,
all
you-
there.
not
Yeah, he
not
did.
not a local band, but someone did bring up Boston by Augustana.
That played while we were there.
I'm pretty sure it did.
I don't remember. The other thing too that it was unfortunate was because we had went to the same place last year. They definitely updated their system this time around, and there was like an option for putting YouTube videos up, but it wouldn't fucking work. We could not get it to work. It was so aggravating because that would have fixed every problem. We could have played fucking any song you wanted to. But yeah, it still had a lot of good songs, but it was like it had weird gaps that we were like, why is this not here? Noah Khan, I'm not surprised. Like I was hopeful, but like the Weezer stuff, I was surprised by. There was someone else that I was like, I can't believe they don't have like this, or this. But Mike and I did No Love, Eminem, Lil Wayne. We did we did A Milli.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yes.
Oh, all right.
I mean, by we did a milli, it was probably like me, you, Moises, Kate, and like maybe 2 other people just fucking like going bonkers. I think me and you put at least 1 or 2 other songs on for me and you to sing. We definitely put a Fall Out Boy song or a Panic song. We put one of them. Which one did we pick?
Maybe that's
Sugar. We're going down. We picked one song from one of them. I forget. I think we did Panic. You picked it because we like looked at my phone.
right.
I'm not surprised by like the track list you're saying though, and with like Weezer because like I mean I've lived in Massachusetts for fucking my entire life, and I've never heard of anyone going to a karaoke bar. So it's like like it's
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
great to, like,
I would say karaoke is not super popular in Massachusetts.
no, that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I'm like not surprised that like they didn't have like Blue Album or any like crazy shit.
Yeah, but it's not like I don't think the way it functions is like it's the karaoke bar's place that
what does
has
it connect?
It's,
Is it
it's
just
like
a straight up?
it's like a
karaoke bar, that's
network
it?
that like has all the music in it. So it's
Is
like
it, like,
Yes, as far as I can tell, it's a straight up karaoke bar. Like they
yeah.
just have
Oh yeah, the
karaoke.
place that we go to is all it is there's food and there is alcohol and you have a private room and you like do karaoke with your group. It's a fucking great time. It's a great time.
I'm like, because
Yes.
I've never been to a karaoke.
I mean,
bar,
I've
so.
never been to a karaoke bar prior to last year. Like that was my first time going. Like I've been to bars that have karaoke. Completely different thing. Like
I can't believe that a karaoke bar can exist as a karaoke bar.
Yeah, for real.
Like you said, like a bar that has karaoke. Okay, I can see that. Like
Yeah.
that's like their like weekly featured thing. Like
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
I can't believe that a bar can exist on the
And
premise
it's
of,
multiple
this is
floors.
a karaoke.
Multiple
yeah,
floors
it
of
is.
multiple
It is multiple floors. I mean, I don't know. Like think about this. There was like 25 of us or something. 25 of us. We're renting this room for 4 hours, and in that 4 hour span, most of us are drinking. Some of us are ordering food to the room, but like most of us are drinking. And you're talking about like a $15 beer. You know what I mean? It's like very overpriced alcohol.
Yes,
And-
but that was one night of a 7-day week of a 365-day year.
I mean,
you
the
think
other
you can do?
the other rooms had people booked in them too. I mean, I don't know. Listen, I don't know the logistics of it, but
Yeah, we were there on like what? Actually, no.
I think
we were
it's
on
a
Thursday.
night.
We were on Thursday.
I think
this
it's a
week.
front.
This is probably their biggest night. This is probably
They're
their
laundering
biggest
money.
weekend. Like, yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
No, maybe.
But this is, I guarantee
don't know.
this is probably one of their biggest weekends. Like, you know,
Yeah, sure. I'm sure it is. I don't know.
I mean, this weekend's probably big for them too.
I mean, when I was the last time I was in New York, we went and did karaoke one of the nights, and it was also just a random night of the week, and it was fucking packed. Like
New York is a different city than Boston.
That is also very true, but it wasn't like we were in fucking like we were in like a random part of Brooklyn. We weren't like in like fucking. I don't know. It is New York. It's way more population.
Yeah, I'd say any borough in New York City.
Yeah.
I say that not being able to name all 5 boroughs. We've been down this
You
road
can.
before.
You can.
I could if I do the
just think
Beastie
of
Boys
to the 5
song,
boroughs.
yes,
Yeah, to the 5
yes.
boroughs. There you go.
I couldn't do it. I don't want to though.
Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, Staten Island.
I don't think I could have done that, to be honest.
Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, Staten Island. Manhattan? Is that?
Yeah.
Is Manhattan a borough?
Yes.
That's my thing. Is I don't know what is actually a borough. That's where I would be tripped up. I could have named all those places. I don't know if I know what like is considered a borough. Are the boroughs just all of the different islands?
The last piece of the thing is from the Battery to the top of Manhattan.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Something about the Dutch. I forget how that whole thing worked.
This is a wild episode where we're talking about PAX East and all we've talked about karaoke for the last 15 minutes.
We're also doing fun facts about New York City.
New York City.
Yeah.
So to throw it back in, I mean, I don't know. It was, and I guess that speaks to what PAX is and what has become for us too. Is like we're talking about PAX, and like one of the first things we're talking about is like having fun with our friends. Like it's such a great time to like see all of our friends that we don't get to see often because they live everywhere else. Like people in New York, people in California, Nevada, like all over the place. Minnesota, I think. Yeah, Minnesota. Like the people from all over that we know, Chicago, Canada. Like they're people that we interact with pretty regularly that we don't get to see in person, and that's like the time to do it. So that's part of why we're up late on these nights. It's part of why, we're going to karaoke, doing these fun things. But to pull it into the games, I guess, aside from the 3 games we gave awards to that we'll talk about, is there anything else anyone wants to highlight? I actually did want to bring up that game you played, Mike. I meant to look what the name of it is. The one that was a puzzle game that taught you Japanese.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Don't speak. Or
in other words,
speak?
in other words,
That
no.
might have been it. It was like a phrase. I could have sworn it had to do with the word sign, but maybe I'm thinking about the fact that the early part of the game used signs.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Hold on. I think I know. I can find it because I definitely looked at it the other day. Because I think it's a demo on Steam. Hold on. I definitely have it somewhere in my browser history. But I mean, you can talk about the game itself, Mike.
Yeah. It was interesting, and I think it could work. Maybe. I feel as though what we played on the show floor might have been, not that it was too easy, although I think that might be a part of it, but I felt compelled to just try and get through the game as opposed to really picking up what it was trying to put down for me.
So to speak is the name of the game.
So to speak. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I think that specific type of game too is like one of those things that's potentially hard to show off in a PAX demo. Like it's like a weird environment for that type of thing. I'm pretty sure there is a demo on Steam. I need to download it because that is a game that like I think me and you talked about this afterwards when we walked away from it, where it's like, did you play it too, Dom? Is that why you knew we were talking about?
No, you guys told me about it. That was like the first thing you guys told me about when I got there.
Okay. Yeah.
I think you had just come from there.
Yeah, okay. It's like essentially the way it's set up is obviously like it's going to start very easy where you're kind of matching things, and then it gets progressively harder where you're building phrases and stuff and not just like matching kanji. Japanese letters are kanji, right?
Yeah.
Kanji to like, oh, this is river. Oh, this is whatever. To building phrases and stuff. And I think like if it can like, I think this is exactly what I said to you. If you want to learn Japanese or want to learn another language, like you're going to do what you want to do to go do that. Like you're going to seek that out to go do it. But I feel like this is it could be a good way to like dip your toe into that, because I do think that Japanese is one of the harder languages to learn if you're not a native Japanese speaker. So I think that like a slow introduction where it's like kind of just teaching you basic phrases or teaching you, basic nouns and stuff like that, verbs. I think that's like a good way to kind of just get you acclimated. And then even if the game doesn't really teach you much, or maybe it just teaches you some like key phrases, if you're really interested, it'll, I think, function as a good springboard to push you into like Duolingo or whatever the fuck is you need to do to learn the language better. But it's definitely something that piqued my interest. It just seemed like not a good space for me to want to like focus and do that in the middle of the PAX floor. Is there anything else outside of that stuff that anyone wants to bring up before we just dive into the top 3?
Frame Makers is a game that people should keep their eyes on. I believe it's already in alpha in Steam. Like you can buy it and play with a few characters.
Mm-hmm.
It is Super Smash Brothers with like indie characters. I can't remember who the playable characters were.
There's a lot. Like
there's a lot
of assist trophies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's at least a lot of
Like-
good representation. Like so
Yes.
many indie games are got a slice in there, which is great to see. And friend of the show also does the intro and outro music to the podcast. The Super Soul Brothers have done some music for that game as well.
But yes, I mean, I don't know why I wanted to call him Peter Pepperoni.
Oh, yeah, Pepino.
Pepino Pepperoni shows up. I mean, it's there's a ton of characters. I like can't even like start
No,
naming
Pepino's
characters.
there. I think Among Us characters are there, aren't they?
Yep.
Mogus.
Yeah. There were other
Bit
characters that pop
Bit
up that I
Bit
recognize.
Runner.
Bitrunner,
Yeah.
yeah.
Celeste is there too, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yes, I believe so.
Is
But yeah, I
Octodad
mean,
there?
yep, Octodad was there. Yes, just I mean, it's definitely a game to keep your eyes on. I believe it's already available to buy on Steam in the alpha, so another game that I played the demo of. I didn't see on the show floor, but it was on the Steam PAX page. Was a game called My Familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see anything about this?
No.
I have definitely walked by the booth. I did not play this game.
Okay, I did not even see it on the show floor, but it's a JRPG where you are like a human and you like in the intro scene you are thrown out of a window and like before you like I mean you hit the pavement, but like before you like die
Mm-hmm.
you wake up like washed ashore on a beach as like a monster, and you are essentially in like an 80s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles world where like all of the characters are like mutants.
Hmm.
And you're like I don't know, like a weird like monster looking thing. And it seems like the goal is to like get yourself back to like life. But it has I mean it's like a weird concept where like the first weapon that you get is just a pistol and you're just shooting people in a JRPG. It was like the weirdest like thing, but like
seems fresh.
but like all of like the graphics and everything feel like very like 80s like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles style.
You have to check it out. I don't know how long some of these demos are running. They might be actually ending this week, but I was surprised that Steam had a lot of PAX East demos, like the same stuff that was going to be on the show floor on Steam, which I feel like is not a normal thing.
I believe the page has been taken down, like the PAX page, so like you would have to like go through and find them.
The
But
game. Yeah.
At least one of the games that we're talking about today.
I think just the one, but I think the demo ends on Sunday. I don't know if that means if you download it beforehand, you get to keep it or not. I'm not really sure how that functions on Steam.
The countdown has begun to the main event.
What was the game that you...
Sorry, it's going to come through on the podcast. I have a Steam page open for a game that I want to mention that wasn't one of our award winners, and it started playing the fucking trailer, and it's definitely going to be in the audio, so if you just heard a quick 10 seconds of audio, because I got confused, like, where the fuck is this coming from? And I had Steam open. Sorry. You were saying, Mike?
Wait, was Buckshot Roulette there by any chance?
I don't know.
What was the game that you told me to look at? And I didn't feel like standing in line because I think by the time... I think it was you, yes.
Who, me?
By the time that you had mentioned it, I think it was like late on Sunday. I was like, I'm not going to stand in line to play this, but I watched someone play it, and it seemed interesting. It was like a very visual novel-y looking.
Oh, fuck. I don't remember the name of the game.
It had an interesting name that I still remembered like 10 minutes after you told me it, but it is now gone.
Crap. I know exactly. It's like it's like a adventure horror game, sort of.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find the name of it.
It looked interesting. I meant to look into it more, and then
It looked really good. It just looked like something I didn't personally want to play.
Another game that me and Mike both had hands on was on the demo was Big Boy Boxing. If you're a fan of
Punch-Out,
and you're just looking for like I don't know, like a fresh take on Punch-Out, this is just like it's just like a updated version of Punch-Out. The gameplay is very similar.
I also liked the other game that we had played.
Me, you, and
Even
Ken.
though, no, not that. I mean, I like that game too. But the one with the flipping faces and stuff, the one that we kept seeing the posters for, and we're like, what does
Oh
this
yeah.
mean?
Mike, why didn't you write anything down? I know what you're talking about. It's the one. It's the one we kept walking by that said like.
It's a divorce.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
a divorce. And a,
Urban Myth Dissolution Center is the
there
game
it
you
is.
were talking about.
Yeah. Yep.
Shit.
Dom's got that game on his ally, so you're gonna look up that.
Yeah, I will try to get that open.
While you're doing that, oh, go ahead, Mike. Say what you're gonna say.
I was gonna say like, it was just a funny game. Like I was trying to play it, but I kept getting distracted by things around me. But from what I saw, it was one of those games that is just, there's good writing in it. So I thought it was funny. And that's a win in my book.
Just from like the screen grabs I'm looking at of Big Boy Boxing, it looks fucking amazing.
Yeah, and like the illustration was like pretty good too.
Yeah, it looks fucking really good.
A game that
Whoops, that's loud.
while you're looking that up, a game that Mike and I had a chance to play, Rightfully Barry Arms. That was like a top-down. I don't know why like describing this game is escaping me, but it's like Enter the Gungeon, where you have different weapons, and it's like that sort of style of roguelike where you're, entering different rooms and chambers, and it's like you're just shooting bullet hell nonsense. We got a chance to play some of that. It was pretty good. I could see myself.
It actually looks dope. How was it? Was it good?
It played really well. I think that like for a game, like it had a little bit of humor in there too from the brief little bit we play with it. But like I think with those types of games, for me, it really comes down to like, does this control well? And from what we played, it controlled really well. So I was like, this is definitely something
like half the battle.
Yeah, I'll keep on my radar because I feel like there are a lot of games like those types of games, and some of them just don't really like feel right for me. But that one felt good, which is I think a big portion of one of those games at least catching my attention.
The game that Mike was talking about is called Part of You.
Okay.
And another game that I had just saw while I was looking that up, that we had played the demo on my ally and we didn't get a chance to play it at the booth, was Bread and Fred, which is a game that I feel like I will definitely be buying and like playing.
That was the Penguin game, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like I would have a lot more fun with it co-op.
Yes.
It's a Penguin game where you're like, I mean, essentially you're the ice climbers. Like you like are attached to each other, and like like one of you can like jump and like pull the other one up to you and stuff. It's definitely like built for co-op.
Yeah.
If you're playing single player, you're just attached to a rock, and you have to like throw the rock and like climb to the rock.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah, it's I mean, it was a good way of doing a single player. It's just I feel like the game is like built for co-op. So.
Yeah. One of the other games that I had played that is not a recipient of one of our awards, though. It could have. It like just fell off the list, and by that meaning, I maybe in retrospect, maybe we should have given it one because it was good for what we played. I played this with Alex Van Eyck in front of the show, but it is called the Hexadome Aristea Showdown, which I was pointed towards this game by a friend of the show, John Carson, with the simple pitch of it's Overwatch meets XCOM, and that's probably like the best pitch for what this game actually is. Like it's like a hero-based tactical moving around in little slots like XCOM, sort of like competitive 1v1 game that has some interesting mechanics with how it functions in the battlefield. There's like a sponsorship like mechanic where it's like when you begin a match and pick your heroes, you like pick a sponsor in every round. That sponsor like does different things, like different perks and benefits for you, because I think the conceit is that like you're playing in a fucking arena, so there is a crowd like cheering for you. So if you like do certain things, I think you actually get something called cheers, and if you fill your cheer meter, you get like, additional moves or special moves and stuff. So it was it's still in an earlier stage, so there was some stuff that was, like incomplete, but still in the game. But it definitely, from how it looks in the state, like it looks very promising. It's definitely something to keep an eye on. I would 100% like, if that sounds like if Overwatch meets XCOM sounds like your type of thing, I would definitely go over to Steam and wishlist it. I don't know I know that they have a private beta, I think, coming up. I don't know how they're handling access to that. You might have to join their Discord or whatnot. But if that idea sounds like your jam, I think you should absolutely check out the Hexadome. It was fun. I kind of hope it comes to console. It's great for PC, obviously, but I think that like I think you would love that, Todd. I think it would you would
Yeah,
fuck around with
it's
that.
funny. It's like we've been talking about all these games, and it's something I've noticed recently. One of the main reasons I originally locked in the handheld for Steam, the Steam Deck, was because I wanted to play like all these fucking indies that I can't get, and that's why I kind of brought up the Buckshot Roulette, because I was curious if it was there. But like, everyone's convincing me at this point that I need to get a Steam Deck just to fucking play all these indies, because like it seems like the place to get a lot of these games. Like, I don't need it for anything else.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm over here. I'm over here still waiting for Papers, Please. That game's like 10 years old, and I fucking never came to console or anything. It's like, what the fuck?
You should get what Dom has. You should get a Rogue Ally. I feel like that would actually fix your problems.
Why does it? It's like, does like Steam stuff, or
That's how Dom's been playing all these Steam games.
Yeah. The Ally is essentially a Windows computer in the form factor of a handheld.
what's
so
the
I can
damage
play-
on it? Huh?
There's two different, and I mean they've been on sale at Best Buy pretty frequently.
How much? Like, what's like the baseline though?
I think the cheaper one is 500, but generally it's on sale for 400.
Oh wow. Okay. I feel like I just get a Steam Deck at that point, maybe, because I feel like it's like the same price, right?
Close.
I can play Game Pass. I can play PlayStation.
Yeah,
Cloud.
I kind of think about that. Yeah.
And Dom bearing the lead here. He's got Office. He's got Microsoft
I
Office.
do
on
have
there.
Microsoft Office installed.
I will say though, Todd, for you specifically, unless you see a Rogue Ally or Steam Deck or something go on sale, I would maybe wait, since the rumor floating around is that Steam games are going to come to Xbox, which if both of the current Xbox rumors come true, which are Steam games becoming playable and a handheld, like
give me the handheld.
Xbox just got a Xbox / Steam Deck like in their pocket, which I like. If it's just an Xbox handheld, I'll probably still buy it because I play so much Xbox. But if it's an Xbox handheld that can also play Steam games, that's gonna absolutely change how I play video games.
What's the Steam guy's name? Is it Gabe?
Gabe Newell.
Yeah, he just came out recently, and they're like, if you're going to own any console right now, what do you want? And he said Xbox. So that dude's like just laying the foundation of, yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that's a wild. I don't want to go on this whole tangent, but like that's a wild thing if that becomes true, because it kind of makes sense. It does make sense.
Yeah, because Xbox is bridging the gap with all this shit, so like it makes sense.
And I think they're just not. I mean, they have to take risks at this point based on how the Xbox situation is right now. But like, you would not see Nintendo or Sony probably consider something like that, because adding a storefront like Steam to the Xbox means that unless they cut some weird fucking deal, Microsoft doesn't get any cut of a Steam game. So it's like they're just making it so that like games that someone would potentially buy on an Xbox storefront are going to not do that if they have it on Steam, or if it's cheaper on Steam. And I feel like, because I feel like all four of us kind of follow game sales pretty often. I feel like PC games go on sale way more frequently than console games do. So
there's a lot more. There's a lot more places to get Steam.
Exactly. Yeah. So
I didn't need to rebuy Fallen Order, but I think I did because it was like $5.
Yeah,
dude, I do that all the time. Like whenever I see like digital sales that are like anywhere, if it's $10 and under, and I don't have I have a physical, but I want a digital, I would just fucking buy everything these days on Xbox.
It would be too big of a move for me to take my headset off and go fish off the shelf. But I just, at the beginning of this episode, I said that I had bought Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3 digitally because they were on sale on my Switch. I have a physical version of the 3 of those games on my shelf. So, like, I bought them because they were a couple of dollars. And I already own them. I'm part of the problem. But, yeah, I think the only other thing before we get... And do you have any other stuff before we get into the big 3?
I think those were the ones that I...
Fuck a big 3. It's just big me.
Let's fucking get them. The only other thing I'll bring up is that, like I had said earlier on the show, like we had the chance to. So this was okay. Todd came into PAX. This is like all together. Todd came into PAX at the worst possible time because when Todd showed up, that's when I had my Square Enix appointment. So
well,
I was gone for
to get to Boston in a 40-minute drive normally. It took me fucking 3 hours on a Thursday. I was like, no,
I don't know why you left after, but like my Square Enix appointment was like 2 hours long, and it's like you came in, and I was like, all right, I have to go upstairs in the Westin, like in a separate conference room.
And Brennan's like, no, fuck you, dude. Like, I got important things to do. And he was just like, pushed me aside, and it was like, I was like, the bars weren't even open yet.
But I watched him do it.
No, the best part is that so when I was like, I have to go up because the Visions of Mana appointment was not on the show floor; it was a behind closed doors thing, so it was in a different room upstairs in the hotel. And Todd was like, yeah, I'll go up with you. I'll just sit at the bar and have a drink while you're doing that.
Bar was not open.
But by the way, you probably could have come with me. I just wasn't sure if you or Mike could come with me. Because I had asked up front, but it was like a limited space situation. But I think that you probably could have came. But I didn't know that until after. But Todd went up with me. The bar was closed. He's like, yeah, I think I'm just going back downstairs and wander around. So Todd and Mike are split up. I don't know if they're communicating at all. I'm in this appointment up in the Westin doing that. And then when I got out of that, I had another appointment to go see Lucid. So I was like back-to-back appointments. So I had like a 3-hour stretch where I was like, this is up here. The Lucid appointment was also in the Westin, even though that game was also on the show floor, but my appointment was in the Westin. So I was like, had a 3-hour window where I was like, these are 2 of my big appointments this week, and they're both on Thursday, and they're both in here. And by the time I got out of that, I like texted Todd, I'm like, where you at? I found Mike, and Todd never responded. And Mike was like, where's Todd? I was like, Todd is definitely not here right now.
I responded like 20 minutes later, but
I feel like it was longer than 20 minutes. Maybe it was 20 minutes. I don't know. But you did have to go. You had shit you had to get done after. But
no, I had to fucking the one fucking day that was a clear shot day for me. Liam's fucking school had like open house where we had to go meet teachers and everything, and I'm like, so like yeah, dude, but regardless, but I'll say this, like, listen, I don't know, I just like PAX just isn't. Here's my thing.
Todd's gonna get blacklisted. Todd's gonna get blacklisted and drag us all down with him.
Like I like to go and like I don't mind this stuff, but like. For me personally, my free time is very, especially since having kids, is very special to me. If I can't be playing video games, I'm fucking like beside myself. I'm like, I'm at PAX. I can play video games here, but I could be going home right now and I could be playing video games. Like that's like my mentality for fucking everything.
This is what you need to do next year, Todd.
Not have kids.
Yes, not have kids.
At bare minimum 1. You don't have to do multiple. Pick one day that is ideal for you out of the 4. Come for the day, or don't even come early if you don't want.
Thursday was going to be the day.
Stay the night. You just fucking crash in the hotel with us. That is what you should do because,
that's
again,
because that's the stuff that's fun to me, and that's the stuff like because here's the thing.
Don't even come to fucking PAX for PAX. Just come later and come for the late night.
Listen, because it gets better. Okay,
hang out at Voodoo Ranger, bro.
Listen, when you went to your thing and we went and got the coffee and then like I was like, oh, okay, the bar's not open. Okay, cool. I'll go back down to the show hall. Went down to the show hall, walked around, came back to the bar like an hour later, and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? No one's here. So then I went down to the bar that's like the Irish bar, like the kind of connected. It's like a restaurant.
Yeah.
Sat there, had 2 B-hoppies, and I'm like, fuck this, I'm leaving. I fucking just left.
There were so many of us there. You like, oh my god, you should have texted me to tell me what you were doing because like
I was drinking.
There was probably like 4 or 5 people that were. I don't want to say names to put them out there, but like there were probably at least 4 or 5 in our group that were not on the show floor playing games. They were probably either in the lobby of one of the two hotels or just drinking. You should have just fucking hung out with them. You would have had a much better time.
Yeah, I'm sure. And I was thinking this too, and then I was realizing like, why is the bar not open? I'm like, oh, it's fucking Thursday.
It's Thursday.
You know, like, yeah, like,
Thursday at
it's like
11.
Thursday at like 11:50. No, even 11:30.
What do you mean?
I was there at like 12. I was there at like 12:30 in that hotel bar. No one's at that bar, and I'm like, I mean, it is Thursday. I'm like, there's no one here. I'm like, I was gonna go sit at that bar, but there was like no one at that bar. Like when I say there was no one at that bar, there was a dude who was using his computer, but there was no one behind the bar. There was like no one
Really?
working there, nothing. Yeah. And then that other bar where I met the guy from fucking Rick and Morty a long time ago, that bar was closed. So then they guided you into. If you saw the situation at the bar I went to, by the way, that like Iris bar,
Yeah.
like it was the most insane thing I've ever seen. The bartenders were like didn't know how to bartend.
All right, we can talk about that stuff not on the podcast.
No, I just want to say that they were giving me IPAs and like giant glasses, and like they didn't even know that they were giving me like I had like.
I think that's just how the city functions. I think the city is very different.
They might just not have appropriate glassing.
Yeah, well, I don't think they had appropriate glassware, and they were just giving me like this random shit. I'm like, all right, cool,
yeah,
fine.
I think that's just how the city is, though. I don't think that's like a. They're
Well,
not like,
I've been to that
oh, this is
bar
a double
before,
IPA. Here's a
though.
12-ounce snifter. It's like, no, here's a fucking 20-ounce glass. You're good. Or maybe they just were like, I want this guy to fucking tip me, so he's getting a fucking tall guy. Like that's what we're doing.
And
This
so,
guy's here at 11 o'clock on a Thursday.
Yeah.
He needs a 20-ounce glass.
but yeah, but like that's the thing. Like, I think I would more enjoy the nightlife of what PAX is than what the day life is, and like. But the problem is like I gotta stay there, and I'm like I don't want to drink and drive anywhere. So
Yes,
like, that's,
so you
like,
can just crash in our hotel room.
Yeah, no, I know.
Well, again, I'll reiterate, even though I'm pretty sure I said this to everyone in person. Or maybe we talked on the podcast. I don't know. I sleep like I'm dead. I sleep like flat, like basically like I'm in a coffin.
I do too.
So
I do
like,
the same thing.
there's a whole other side of the bed where like you want to crash the night, like there's gonna be a gap between us.
Yo, I guarantee if I slept in that same bed and I sleep like I'm in a coffin too. Next thing I know, you'd be like spooning me and fucking shit, and I'd just be like, "What is going on here?"
No, for some reason we have two separate beds, but Mike's in the middle. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
I got lonely, guys.
Actually, one of my favorite things about PAX, and then we'll actually get to the games, and then we'll actually wrap this fucking episode up, was one of the mornings that we were fucking Mike and I were just laying in bed, not together. We were just laying in bed, enjoying.
We were laying on our separate beds.
Yeah, separate beds.
Make it very clear.
Enjoying our slow morning, and Mike was probably eating like a fucking cheeseburger that was left out all night or something, or a bucket of rice.
Going back to like, Mike, you didn't get sick. I'm like, yeah, I didn't get sick. I did eat that rice.
Mike didn't get sick. Mike ate poison rice.
Wait, from like rice is like the worst thing to eat.
Yes,
ever.
Todd.
Even if you hold on, even if you put it in the fridge, rice is bad in a fridge.
Todd.
Oh, then no mistakes were made.
Todd, you don't understand. You don't understand. It was either Thursday night or Friday night. We had gotten back to the hotel and we had some beverages, and I was like, Mike, I need to order food immediately. We got Chinese food delivered. I think I was not actually blackout drunk, but I think I blacked out eating because I was so hungry because I barely eaten all day that I just like shut everything else off that was happening and just fucking like mowed my food down. Someone has a picture of me where I look like a zombie just fucking shoveling food in my mouth. Mike ate about like half his food, whatever, took the rest back to the hotel room. Left it out all night. Left it out on the fucking counter. And the next morning, Mike is standing up in the hotel room eating it. And I can hear him crunching it. Like it is crunching. And I'm like, Mike, don't eat that. It's so bad to eat rice like that. And he's like, well, I didn't want to put it in the fridge in case it got ruined. So I figured
not that it got ruined. Like, listen, I can either have room temperature rice in the morning or refrigerator cold rice that I can't warm up. I'm like, I'd rather just have the room.
Listen, I just had this conversation with Amanda because when we do Taco Tuesday, I've been saving the rice, and I've read that like don't save rice ever. Like throw it away because like rice after a day can have so much shit that grows on it, like bad shit for you. And I was like, And Mike's just like, fuck that shit. I mean, and this is probably why Mike doesn't get sick though, because he's a fucking just
Listen,
going
we
balls to
we
the
are
wall.
we are not doctors. We are not a health podcast. Please, everything is happening right now.
This is not going to make things better.
Follow
This definitely won't make the whole situation better. I guarantee you the crunch was. You had ordered some sort of chicken that had broccoli in it. I'm like, I don't think Brendan's gonna eat the broccoli, so I'll just put it also with my rice. So you definitely heard me crunch the broccoli that again was sitting out.
That's probably not the worst thing, but here again, no, we're not a health podcast. Don't take anything we're saying. Don't eat rice ever. I don't know.
Yeah, don't eat rice. Rice is off the table.
We're idiots. Don't take us as like a thing you should do with your life. I don't know.
Anyway.
The thing I was reading basically said that I'm pretty sure when you cook rice, any bacteria that can be present doesn't actually get cooked out of it. Like the temperature doesn't cook it out.
It just makes them go to sleep.
So especially if you leave it out, like anything you leave out in room temperature, anything you leave out that's not in the proper storing temperature is like a breeding ground for bacteria. And rice is just like a high chance of like breeding horrible for you bacteria, and it just like is basically a pellet of bacteria that you're ingesting. But anyways, Mike is apparently iron gut.
We'll see what happens.
We're gonna name Mike. We're gonna change your name to like fucking the bacteria beater.
Yep.
I
see a beta eater.
But to bring it back to Visions of Mana, if you're listening, Square Enix, I'm sorry. I had the chance to play through that, and it was two sections, two different parts of the game, two different like little parts of the map, different parts of the map. Fallow Step and Mount Gala, I think. And like we had limited time with the game. It was a very specific slice of the game. I don't think this is gonna be something that's like, oh, this is the next big fucking 10 out of, I mean, it could be, but I don't think, like, from when I played, I'm not expecting this to be like, this is the next game break, like genre defining, action RPG, blah 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 blah. But what I did play, I really enjoyed, and I never played a Mana game before, which is another. It happens to also be a Square Enix joint, another Square Enix franchise that now like has kind of jettisoned itself onto my. All right, I'm gonna throw probably out of all the previous Mana games, Secret of Mana, which I think a lot of people hold in a very high regard. Did you ever play that, Todd? I feel like that's a Todd game.
I haven't actually. No. But I agree. I would like to play that. It's a game that I would definitely. I still got to play the one you told me last week, Chrono Trigger. Though, like that's another game I feel like I
absolutely
really
should. I mean, I also never finished it, so like, there we go. We can all fucking play that. But I think that like this game has the potential to be just a solid experience. It spoke to me. Like the combat was very fun and engaging once you kind of like figured out how the flow of it goes. You have 3 different party members you can swap between on the fly. It's an action RPG, so it's not turn-based. You're not like choosing things. You do have like a spell menu and stuff like that, so you are like choosing actions and stuff, but you're also actively attacking while you're doing all of these things and being able to dodge and move around. But you get to play as these 3 different characters. Unclear if there are more party members. That might be we'll find out at a later time thing. But even if you don't, I think that there was some good variety in the cast. You play as a cat boy, Mike. And one of his job switches, because I think we got to see 2 different job classes for each character, because there are different like classes you can pick depending on like certain elemental vessels and stuff that you equip to each character. But one of the cat boy, I think his name was Morley. One of the cat boy, I think it was the thief. I don't know. One of the classes you could pick. Instead of having one sword in the other class, this one had like 2 daggers, and one of the dagger was wrapped in his tail. So he had like a dagger in his tail attacking, and like one in his hand. I don't know. It has like a lot of good charm. Like the visuals are my type of jam. Like they're super stylized, cartoony, like not cel shaded, but like have that like cartoon, that not watercolor, a little more pronounced than that, but it's it's definitely something to keep an eye on. Like, I was already excited for this game because I was like, all right, cool. I've never played a Mana game. This will be my first Mana game. It's coming to Xbox, which makes it easier for me because that just if it's on PlayStation only, more bigger of a chance that I miss it or wait to play it. Where it's coming to Xbox and PlayStation, same time. I think it's also coming to PC. I'm more looking forward to it than I was before, which I think is saying a lot because I was already kind of putting that on my soft schedule for the year of like, oh, I'll definitely play this game at some point this year, but now I'm going to probably make it more of a priority to play it when it comes out, or if we end up getting a code for it early. It's something that I think will absolutely be my type of jam. I think it's like my type of RPG, so I'm very much looking forward to it. I think it has the potential to have like the right amount of depth without being like you got to be really into the fucking nitty gritty of min-maxing stats and builds and stuff like that. I think it'll just be a pretty good adventure that just in the small slice that I played, it seems like it has the right amount of charm, and the characters interacting with each other was interesting. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. It's a game that's in active development, so there were a little bit of hiccups with performance and stuff, but I think that's just a matter of we're playing a gated slice in the middle of a game that's currently being developed. So I those types of things I sort of tend to like. Okay, I'm registering that they're here and happening, but like I don't think it's fair to necessarily like call that out as like a negative on the game, since the game is actively being developed. And if those things persist when the game comes out, then that's a different conversation. But for like how I'm going to critically look at those things, but it didn't affect me too much there, and I didn't have too many of those issues in my time with the game. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. I think that if you're a fan of the Mana series, from just some other folks that I had spoken to about that had played it as well, either in my session or just I know some other folks who had played it in different sessions. I think if you're a fan of the Mana series, I think you're gonna be excited for this game. I think that it's like the first new mainline Mana game in like 15 years, 16 years or something. So it's definitely has its time to shine right now, and I hope it the way that I feel about it, the optimism I have for it, I hope that it succeeds in that, because I'm excited for it. I think it was pretty fun. So definitely looking forward to playing more of that. But I guess we can, because we're running super long now, we can jump into the 3 games that we had given our Best of PAX awards to, being Enter the Chronosphere, Fretless, and Lucid. So where do we want to start? Well, I guess let's start with Enter the Chronosphere. Or I guess let's start with Fretless. Am I the only one who played Fretless? I know Mike watched it. Did you get a chance to play any of it, Dom, or no?
Yeah, I played the demo on my handheld.
Okay. What do you have to say about it? Because that was one that I had given to the award to before you had the chance to play it. So I don't know if you have differing opinions on that game now, or if...
No, I enjoyed it. Definitely interesting concept where I especially like there's like the, I forget what they're called, the overhaul moves or the overload moves, where like it essentially goes into like
the rhythm
stuff on Guitar Hero. Yeah,
I think they call them crescendo moves or something.
Maybe.
If I play it, do I get a Lady Gaga skin? Because I'm down.
No. Yeah, it's cool. It's like a RPG where your moves are essentially like music based. You can like play notes to give yourself shield. You can play notes to do damage. Like there's like different combos you can do. And then like if you build up enough, I forget what it's called, but you can do the crescendo moves where it like essentially breaks the game down into a rhythm game, and like the more notes that you hit, the more damage you do.
Yeah, I feel like when a game goes all in on like a theme, it can go really poorly very easily. And like this game is like all in on music. Like it's like everything about the game is extremely music themed. And the more that I dug into it, because I also downloaded the demo on Steam to like kind of noodle around with it a little bit more, and it has so much like musical detail into it. Like, I don't know if you picked up on this, but when you select a move, like each move that you play, like each move that you do is like has its own music and animation to go with. Like, obviously has an animation to go with it, but it has like its own music to go with it. Same with the enemies and all that stuff. I think just like it all works so well together. Like the first time, one of the first things that happened while I was playing it that like made me feel like, oh, okay, like them going 110% in on music is working so well for me was like I ran through like just a patch of flowers and they were like they all like danced around and like had little chimes pop out of them and I was like, okay, like this is done so well. Will it get grading over the whole experience? I don't think so if it's done well, if it continues to be done well with that like level of detail. It has a lot of the things I want. It's turn-based RPG. It's super heavy on music. It has rhythm elements. It has really good music, like just all of the music, the environmental music, the fight music, the crescendo ultimate move music. Like everything is like so well done. I'm really, really excited for that one. I hope that like the brief thing that we got to see in that demo is fully realized in that game and hits the way that demo did for me. The other one that we had given an award to was Enter the Chronosphere, which I fucking can't stop thinking about this game. Like, I wish that there was a demo of that available because I want to play more of it. Mike, you love Super Hot. Like, did this game hit for you that way or no?
I'm not gonna say yes entirely, just because, I think Super Hot, it did something different. And also in my head, I keep picturing Super Hot VR, which is also an entirely different beast. So that's on me. But it was interesting enough to be like, oh, you know what? I actually want to see where this goes. I'd like to try all the other elements I didn't get to try during my brief time playing it.
Yeah, I desperately want to play more of this game. The demo only I think had 2 available characters that you could play as, but it had like the other characters in the select screen. You just couldn't choose them. Yeah. I really want to see how more of those characters function. I'd like to see how, because I think I got to like the 6th floor was the deepest I got. I'd like to see how hard that game gets and how varied it gets on different planets and stuff. But it like, Todd, I think you would fucking love this game, Todd. Like, so the
talking about Lucid.
We'll get to Lucid in a second. We're talking about Enter the Chronosphere. So, do you know anything about this or no?
No, nothing. I think I was just Googling it while you guys were bringing up the games. But
so basically, it is a turn-based or sort of.
Oh, is this the Overwatch XCOM thing you're talking about?
No, this is different. So this is essentially like it's like sort of turn-based, tactical, super hot roguelike. So
weird.
Everything is like the whole world and enemies only move when you move, like super hot.
Very cool.
You move in like
already sold.
Yeah, you move in like when you want to move somewhere, you don't like just run around freely. You just like you're the only one choosing to move. The enemy doesn't choose to move, but they only move when you move. So like you're moving in a set amount of space, so like a couple of steps, and you're moving all around, and the enemies are moving around, and they're shooting at you, and you're shooting at them, and like there's all this other shit going on, weapons to pick up, like and it's a roguelike, so like the runs are different. There's different enemies and different weapons and different abilities to find and stuff, and it fucking works really well. Like it's a top down, so like, or kind of angled, but it's mostly top down, and like one of the weapons I picked up that was probably my favorite weapon I picked up, I forget what it was called. When you shoot it, it like ricochets off. It has the ability to ricochet off walls. So like you could like aim it in like different angles and like try to like snipe people and all this stuff. It's just it all really works so well, and it's like it is for a game that is you move in turns, and it could be potentially slower. That adds like a tactical element to it, but everything is also moving so fast when you move. So it's like, it doesn't feel like a slow game. Like, it feels like the slowdown in movement to me was more of just like, this is my very quick, even though you have all the time in the world, this was my very quick, like, I need to fucking on the fly strategize. And I can see myself like, this is one of those games that's like, okay, one more run. Okay, and it's going to dominate my time.
You had me at roguelite, so it's like,
It's
out of
well
all
done.
the games I play, the games that I go back to the most are all Hades,
Yeah.
Dead Cells. Like, it's like, that's all I need is a roguelite
Yeah.
in my
So
life. Eternal.
what this game is trying to do, I think, is super fresh for like roguelikes in general. I think that it is doing a lot of interesting things that work really fucking well together. The visuals are great. Like, it's like pastel, like space. It's really fucking good. The character designs are great. Dom played as a bear dude. Like, it's fucking, it's cool looking, and it's very fucking fun to play. Like, I'm very, very, very much looking forward to playing more of this. Do you have anything else to add to that, Dom? Or
no, besides the fact that it feels like between the two like characters that we both like, I played as the bear and you played as the like sniper sharpshooter
yeah,
hero. It feels like you'll get very different game experiences with each character. Like,
yeah,
their moves, the guns that you can pick up. Like, it's all very like. It feels like you'll definitely have like a different experience depending on which character you play as too.
yeah.
So.
And there was like a decent amount of characters that they had in that character select screen. So I think this game has seemingly has a lot of like replayability up front of like, this is gonna have a lot of that one more run, favorite character, best build, all this shit. Like, it looks like it's gonna be fucking real good. And I guess that'll bring us to the last game, which I don't know about the rest of you, but I could not wait to play Lucid again. Because when we had first seen Lucid, were you there, Todd, when we saw Lucid the first time a few years ago?
No. Maybe I was, but I probably was drinking in the bar.
Sure.
Todd
was there, but we saw him for all of 5 minutes, and then he's like, "Yeah,
Honestly,
I'm gonna go get a
my
drink real
last.
quick."
You want to know how far back, and not to derail us? My last memory of PAX is either Guitar Hero, which is fucking like when I was shredding it on stage, and you guys were just struggling, or
Oh, okay, guy.
or fucking what's the other one? Honestly, I want to go even further back when we were playing, waiting for Battlefield, fucking whatever it was. We were waiting to play a couple matches of Battlefield. I think those are the only two games I've ever played.
That was also a long time. That was probably like fucking 2017 or something.
Yeah, it was like probably like 9 years ago, 8 years ago at least.
Yeah, Lucid is like one of those things I was very much looking forward to. When we first saw this game, it would have been, I think, 2022, and it wasn't even officially there. It was kind of like squirreled away in a hidden part of the Apogee booth. It wasn't it wasn't something that they were showing off, but someone we knew at the time who was working at Apogee was like, "Hey, you should probably check this game out. I think it's your jam." And I think it ended up being like me, Mike, Dom, Jesse, and like 3 other people crammed into this like small little hidden inner fucking compartment of this booth. And it was such a small sliver of this game, and it was so early in its development. And I think even at that moment, because like Dom and I have a lot of similar tastes in certain games, and we definitely have a lot of love for some very specific games. And I feel like seeing Lucid then in that early stage, I had already felt like, if this thing keeps up, like, this shit's gonna be fucking real good. Like, this could be a big deal. After playing it, because I don't know how much you played of it at PAX, Dom. I played like an extended look of it upstairs with Eric from the Matt Black studio. and like talking to him about a bunch of stuff, playing through it. Alex Van Aken, friend of the show, was also in there with me. The two of us were doing it together. So we were like taking turns playing and like talking to Eric and hanging out or whatever. But it, yeah, I don't know. It's one of those games that I mean, I guess for the listener, if you don't know what the fuck we're talking about, it's essentially like a mashup of a bunch of different genres. They're calling it a Celestoidvania, so like a mixture of those main games: Celeste, Metroid, Castlevania. It has a lot of that DNA, but there's so many more games that it also pulls like little things to. Like we were talking a little bit about Smash Brothers and how like there's a lot of Smash DNA in this game, and like some other things that are just like part of what makes this game so good. And I do think that like Celeste, Metroid, and Castlevania are probably like the main top tier influences of what the game is and how the game plays and like what the game is as far as like movement and exploration and whatnot.
Mega Man X.
Yeah, Mega Man absolutely is in that same vein, and I think like given Celeste, Metroid, Castlevania, did I say Metroid? Mega Man, Shovel Knight, like.
Well, especially Mega Man, the X series, like
with like the sword
the ones
slashing
with Zero,
and, yeah, and like dashing and stuff like that. Like,
right.
I think a lot of those things speak to me and you specifically. I know we both love Celeste, we both love Shovel Knight. You love Mega Man. Not that I don't love Mega Man, but like you love Mega Man. I love Metroid. I don't think any of us likes Castlevania. Todd likes Castlevania.
I like Castlevania.
I've just not really played a lot of Castlevania, so I don't want to be like, I love Castlevania. Like, I don't hate Castlevania, but like I barely played Castlevania.
One of my favorite Castlevania games is like one of the most panned one. It's Castlevania 2. I fucking was obsessed with.
Yeah, Simon's Quest. You fucking love that game.
1, 2, and 3. I fucking love those games. Yeah.
It just like. A game like this, a game like Mega Man, a game like Shovel Knight, a game like The Messenger, a game like Celeste, those games live or die by how precise they control. Like, if I die in The Messenger or if I die in Shovel Knight, I am never blaming the game. I'm always like, fuck, I fucked that up. I missed that jump. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. The type of game that Lucid is has to also be that. And again, in this stage of development for the slice that we played, like I feel like it is nailing those things. If it can do, if that full game can do what it did for me in that hour with it, like I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to speak too soon, but I do think that this is a game to absolutely watch. Like I think this could be the next big indie game. Like I think this could be that. I really do. And Eric's a friend of the show. Eric actually wants to come on soon, and we should absolutely set that up sooner rather than later. So let's we can get him on to talk about Lucid and other things and whatever else. But like I can't speak highly enough about this game. Does anyone else have anything to add about Lucid before we wrap things up? But I love that game. It's so good.
Lucid was a game for me to watch when we saw a 5-minute build.
That's what I'm saying. We saw nothing of this game essentially,
and it has done nothing to stop that. I played a 15-minute demo, I think, 20-minute demo maybe. It's like it's gonna be one of those games that like I'll buy as soon as it comes out and I'll play through like right away. Like I don't know what more I can really say. Like it's definitely one of those games that like I still have my eye on. Like I hate that it probably won't be here for another couple of years.
I don't know if the targeted release date is public information, so I won't say it, but I will tell you after the show. But I don't think it's as far off as you think it is. It's not this year, I'll say that. But I don't know if That's public information. But I had asked Eric what the like.
Yeah, I mean,
what the timeline looks like right now.
Yeah.
Sapphire Jade in the chat. We made it, fellas, for 60 months subscribed. 69 months subscribed. Mike.
Say that 69. What now?
69 months subscribed. Mike.
Nice.
Thank you. Thank you for subscribing for too long. Yeah, I don't know. Lucid, like, I think all the games we talked about tonight are worth checking out and worth keeping on your radar. But I do think that, like, specifically these 3 games, Enter the Chronosphere, Fretless, and Lucid, are like the cream of the crop of a very good PAX, in my opinion. Like, I know a lot of heavy hitters were not there. Like, I think, people made comments about, there's not a lot of like AAA presence there or this or that. And yeah, some of that stuff was lacking. I always think PAX is really like about the indies. Like, I think it has always had a strong indie scene. It's always been a pillar of what PAX is. I think for me, the bigger thing up front was like, oh, Devolver's not here. Oh, Yacht Club's not here. I think those are bigger absences in my opinion. But I will say that the worms are their money, the bones of their dollars. Eric is in the chat. Thank you. The Matt Black Studio. I don't know if you just heard us gushing about Lucid for whatever 10 or 15 minutes. But yeah, I think that like the bigger absences for me were like the Yacht Clubs and the Devolvers that I think are usually like large presences on the floor. Like, especially Devolver. Like, Devolver is always like kind of a wacky booth. They always have something going on. Like the year that Fall Guys was there, like that was like its own booth essentially, next to the fucking Devolver one. Cult of the Lamb always has like had a big presence the last couple of years. They always have like silly big things going on. It's like set up like a theater. Like, they have very prominent presence on the floor there. But I don't think
Hevo them too.
Yeah,
Hevo was them too. Yeah.
And then they did
That
the
was
disc room. They had that one year was like disc room, Hevo. Like,
Yeah. So like, I think for me, people talk about like, it was a lighter PAX. Oh, missing blah, blah, blah. I think for me, it was more of like, Nintendo's there. They're showing off, Pokemon costumes.
And cards.
I don't need Xbox and PlayStation to be there. I think PlayStation not being there is, I'm sure there are a lot of people that like, oh, that's a downside to them. But I do think with PAX coming back next year in May, I think that means that you might see some different things become available at PAX that previously like might skip it based on other things that are going on during the year, GDC or what have you. So we'll see. But I do think that like regardless of those things being absent, that there was a very strong indie showing if you wanted to look through and find the things that spoke to you. Because there were a lot of games that I didn't get the chance to play, discovered late. Someone had mentioned to me like, hey, you should check this out. Didn't get a chance to play. And I've, reached out to them like, hey, let's chat, shoot me over a build of the demo or whatever. I want to check these things out because there's always fun things to discover. So I think that'll wrap it up though on PAX, unless anyone else has anything they want to mention before we wrap things up.
No, just that Eric, we got to get Eric on soon.
We do. Eric, if you're still in the chat, we're going to figure that out soon. We want to have you on. We are running super late. Do we want to do the game or we just want to cut it?
do a fucking quick. I need my points. So fucking let's go.
Todd's
I'm struggling. Mike
behind
and
you.
Dom are, yeah, for real. I just can't. I can't catch up.
All right. Well, then that'll bring us to everyone's favorite part of the episode where we end it. The way that we end every... Say the word, I'm there. All right. We're going to hold you that. We'll get you on soon. We keep track of the leaderboard all year. We play a game at the end of every episode. As it stands right now for the year, Dom is in first with 14 points. Mike is in second with 13 points. And Todd needs his points, sitting down there in third with 7 points on the board. Before we do that...
I thought I got more than that. Didn't I get a couple like the last couple weeks? I'm not talking about fake points. I'm talking about
you have the fake points that you have in parentheses say
Yeah, I'm not talking about that.
Says 2 bonus points because Todd cried about not being here. But no, you have 7. Run the tape back. I'm an unbiased judge. I don't care who wins. I'm just here for the sport. I'm here for the thrill of it all. I want to see a Cinderella story. You still have months. You still have you have 9 months to catch up. You can do it. You can do it. I believe in you. But before we do that, thank you all so much for listening to this week's episode 413 of the Pass Controller Podcast. If you're a friend of the show, fan of the show, you want to support the show, the easiest way to do that and the freest way to do that is to leave us a 5-star review on your podcast platform, whether it's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to the show, leave us a review. As a reminder, if you are an audio listener, which most of you are, we do record the show live every week at twitch.tv/passcontroller, and we do put that video up later on our YouTube channel. So just search Pass the Controller Podcast on YouTube, will pop up. We're there. There's tons of other things on our YouTube channel, cocktail recipes, first hours of gameplay, PAX panels, I don't know, other things. It's all up there. Check it out. Subscribe to us over there. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe on a podcast platform or on YouTube or on Twitch. You can pay us on Twitch. You don't have to do that. We appreciate you if you do. Tons of other ways to support us, but those are the big ones. You can throw us money by becoming a patron at patreon.com/passthecontroller, going to passthecontroller.threadless.com and getting some swag. Tons of ways to support us. Easy ways to do it if you don't want to spend any money, but we appreciate you either way. Without further ado, though, that'll bring us to our game, which is, of course, fan favorite, Answer Unlocked, a game where I choose 3 games, read the achievements/trophies. The first person to get the game correct gets the point. I closed out my tabs. Give me a second. I have the games written down, so I know what we're doing here. But
Again, professional podcast.
very professional. Well, when I was watching the clock tick up and up and up, I was like, all right, maybe we're not gonna do the game tonight because it's fucking we're rolling.
You know, people are only here for the game.
Listen,
They didn't keep up the rest of the stuff. They only want to see how far ahead Dom can pull.
there's at least one podcast that I still listen to on a pretty regular basis, and I think in the back of my mind, part of the reason why I listen to it is because they do play a sort of game at the end, and I like listening to the game. So, anyways, there's that. Without further ado, game number 1. Maybe this is too easy. We'll find out. Enter the blank. Complete blank village's intro.
Brenden was expecting an answer off of that one, I can tell.
If I didn't blank it, yes. Dungeon brawler. Defeat the...
Enter the Gungeon?
Incorrect. Defeat the...
I almost said that off the beginning.
Me too. I almost said it too, but I'm like, I don't think there's a village that you enter and enter the Gungeon.
The second one was Dungeon Brawler,
Yeah.
and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna say it.
Defeat the necromancer.
Oh, Crypt of the Necromancer.
Incorrect.
Crypt of the Necro Dancer?
Incorrect. Deposit at the riverbank. Jump down the big waterfall in blank blank. My bad. Defeat the Emerald Golem.
You're like actually apologizing because you were saying everything wrong.
I Quill Survive. Defeat the Queen of the Quills.
Oh, the Guardians of the Galaxy game.
Incorrect. Leg Day. Defeat blank and blank.
Here's what I'm going to say right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm going to get the name of the game.
Yeah, but you're not gonna get
I feel like you're going
points
to
off.
say, I'm like, oh, yeah, I've heard of this game. I've never played it, and I should have guessed it. But I don't think I'm going to get this game.
I'll give a little
Say it.
clue. I'll give a little clue.
Why not?
We all know about it.
Okay.
At least 3 of us have played it.
I wonder who that 4th person is. She whiz.
I don't know, Mike. You'd be surprised.
What was the game you were going to say, Mike? Just say it.
No, I don't have a name. Like, I feel
okay.
like
I had a game.
it's piecing together in my head, like, based off the context clues, but I don't believe I've played the game. I think I just know enough about it.
I definitely can't say this full one. I'll say blank peaked. Get to the top of the mountain.
Oh, Celeste.
Incorrect. Did the thing. Defeat the arcane golem.
Go back to Gollum. What the fuck?
Sweet
Golem in this game.
Sweet 16. Time travel to the future.
Oh, fuck.
Is it Sea of Stars?
Incorrect.
Honestly, that was a thought of mine from the beginning. But yeah, it's what the fuck.
Was that a dragon? Defeat the blank blank.
The blank blank must be a dragon.
Is it
Oh, no.
Sea of Stars?
Incorrect.
Is there an echo in here?
More like dumb in general. Defeat the demon general.
I don't know why I can only get indie games in my head right now. So like that's all I'm like thinking of. So like I feel like I'm fucking myself over if it's not because
It's not Hollow Knight, right?
Incorrect. Man's best friend. I'm sorry. Fuck. Man's best blank. Ride. Mine. Ride blank around the world back to where it all started.
Is it called Man's Best Friend?
No. But that would have been ridiculous.
Oh. Is it Sea of Stars though?
I fucking hate all three of you. This is a good one. Ready? Ready?
Oh,
Ready?
is it Neverending Story?
No.
yeah.
Ready?
Exactly
This is a good one. This is a good one.
Mhm.
Here today, gone tomorrow. Make it out of the underwater labyrinth. I'm only saying that's a good
Wait a
one.
second, it's Sea of Stars.
Fuck you. I'm only saying that's a good one because anytime I hear hair today, gone tomorrow, all I think of is the dude from. Wasn't that the guy that got arrested for putting up or being associated with the Moonanites things in Boston? Didn't he get on the news? Didn't he say hair today, gone tomorrow, and shaved his head or something?
He might have actually. Now that I think about it, I think that was a thing because they
I
were
like
interviewing him and he was just like a dick about it.
I like that you preface this game by saying that this
might be too
and we're
easy.
still, we're like,
Listen, when the game gets revealed, you're going to be all annoyed, I think. Tumble hijinks. Bump on
my god.
bump on a few flowers in Rivery Turquoise.
I feel like he said those words weird. Am I wrong about that? Did he say those words weird?
Turquoise.
Turquoise. The lava is floor. Run on lava. Nothing to fear. Rescue all blank.
Is it Banjo-Kazooie?
Incorrect. Not with that attitude. Defeat the blank blank. More like... I'll say it. More like Elemental Skylands. Complete the Elemental Skylands scenario.
Is it Skylanders?
How the fuck did he know? How did he know?
Is it Spyro?
No. Incorrect. Well,
Is it Crash?
Incorrect. Well, that was unsightly. Survive the corrupted future chase.
Oh, is it Crash 4? It's About Time?
Incorrect. Sun and Moon. Receive the key of love.
Oh, it's Sea of Stars.
It sounds better on vinyl. Complete the melody.
I'm so confused. It's
Same.
not Crypt of the Necrodancer, right?
No. I'm your biggest fan. Defeat Phantom.
Oh, it's Hi-Fi Rush.
Incorrect. The fake ending was better. Beat the game.
Oh, the fake ending. It's Sea of Stars.
I think Dom got it.
Losing weight, gaining ground. Buy 5 upgrades in the shop.
I must have not done anything in this game. None of these achievements sound familiar.
These are really good achievements. I like these achievements.
I don't know.
I
Half of
agree.
them sound
They're
like they're
great.
just Sea of Star achievements. So
Be lootful and multiply. Destroy a big time shard.
Oh, it's
Fuck, my
Ratchet and
brain's not
Clank. The
wait, is it Rayman Legends?
Incorrect. What did you say,
Ratchet and
Todd?
Clank are ripped apart.
Incorrect. Walking on air. Execute 15 cloud steps without landing or clinging to a wall.
No, the last one you just said, I'm like, I should know that, and nothing's clicking though.
I swear it's my first time. Make it through the dark cave without the power of true sight. Mad Black Studio got it.
What's the one that's not Ratchet and Clank? What's the other one?
Jack and Daxter.
Yeah, that is.
It's not that.
I
Jack
can't
and
follow that
Daxter.
up with
It's
anything.
not that. Challenge
It's
accepted.
Jack and Daxter 2.
Incorrect. It's not a Jack and Daxter game. Challenge accepted. Destroy your first power seal.
Like, I'm gonna be so annoyed with this fucking thing.
Wheelin' and sealin'. Destroy all power seals. Started from the bottom. Buy all upgrades from the shop. Fuck Drake.
Yeah, these achievements are really good though. Like all of them are great.
Beat it, what? Beat it, what? Beat it, what? Beat it,
I don't know, Mike. Prince outlived Mike Jack. I've been around. Enter all areas. Eye of the shareholder. Meet Corbel.
Well, that name means nothing to me.
It's a main.
It sounds
It's a
familiar, but
main
I don't know.
character.
Yeah,
Fine. I won't open it. Be lectured on happiness. Eric, they're gonna be real mad when they figure out what this game is.
Horrible is
I-
a Pokemon, isn't it?
No, I mean I don't think so, but also no. Bait taken. Be lectured on the power of stories. You said this was a platformer. Be lectured on the inner child. Hope this Phelps. Buy the swim dash upgrade from the shop.
That's a good name.
I thought this
That's a
was
good name.
like easy fucking training wheels one.
is it Messenger?
It is the messenger. You motherfuckers said Sea of Stars so many times. Like, why is anyone else just saying the messenger?
Wow.
How would I know the messenger?
So you know what game I was going with in my brain the whole
Oh,
time?
and it's the same dragon.
Yes, that's why.
Yeah.
That's why when I said man's best Fred, I was like,
You made
oh,
a face
because his
at the
name is
beginning.
Manfred.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I
But,
thought you said friend. I didn't hear you say
Okay.
friend.
Whew.
What's the game that you play as a ninja where you can hit back? It's another indie that you can hit back bullets and shit. Fucking. It was a great indie. It was.
Not.
All of
I'm assuming you're
all-
not talking about
all
Cyber
ninjas
Shadow.
get
You're
back-
talking about the one that's like.
Yeah, the one before it. Like
Oh.
that game is so fucking good too. And that's what I was thinking you were
fuck.
talking about the whole time.
Katana
I
Zero.
couldn't remember the name. Katana Zero. Yep. That's what I was thinking you were talking about. I'm like, wait, that's I don't know. Something would click.
I thought this was the easy mode because we had brought the messenger up this episode, but also
Right.
I think
I
the
was stuck
achievements
on
are
Travel?
great.
Stars.
Corbel is
All
the
the
red
time
guy
travel?
that follows you. That like when you die, you lose money to him.
Yeah, we should have known it off of that one.
Yeah, definitely. I should have known that one.
Crap. Okay, what was the other game?
I gotta look up horribles and Pokemon.
I don't think so, but I mean, listen, I could be wrong.
There's a lot of Pokemon out there.
Okay,
At least 150 or more to see.
game number 2. First follower. The first devotee to the blank, 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 blank.
Is it Cult of the Lamb?
It is indeed Cult of the Lamb.
All right.
Dom said, I'm not doing this again.
Right.
Mike, do you think they got the through line, Mike?
I barely got the through line. And to be fair, I did finish that soju.
Mike's a sleepy baby.
Wah.
Maybe we should do that one. Let me change the last one, actually, because the last
No,
one is...
give us Devil Horns.
Yeah, make it
Okay.
easy.
Okay. You can choose off of this. This one I assumed had achievements. It does not, but it has in-game achievements.
Ooh.
We can do it.
So, okay. All right.
We can do it.
All right.
Don't listen to Mike.
I don't want to hear. I don't want
I
to.
don't care. I was never gonna get it either way. I got nothing to
It
lose.
doesn't have achievements, but it has in-game
So it could be
achievements.
like a Ubisoft, or it could be like a Nintendo game, or fucking, it could be a lot. Of
Do you
shit.
want to go with it?
I don't care. Whatever.
I'm trying to decide what that tells me about the game.
It tells you that it is not on Xbox and PlayStation.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Which I thought it was.
I wasn't sure if it was, but it was too old to have achievements. That was where my mind was going.
Yes, that's a fair assumption to make. So that's not the case. It's a case of it is a. I won't give you the time, but it is a game that if it were on Xbox or PlayStation would have achievements or trophies. I have another game up, so we can do it or not do it.
Nah, just do it. Just go.
All right.
Mike's got this.
Here we go. I'm locked in.
First purchase. Buy your first item.
Oh, it's every game ever.
Got it. Hurry up. Beat the game within 25 minutes. Omega Ouster. Disable the Omega Saw. Student of blank. Complete the tutorial.
We said this was an Xbox game, right?
Yes, it was an Xbox exclusive.
Okay.
Here, I'll make it very clear for you. Hold on. This game is available on the Switch, Windows, iOS, Mac OS, tvOS, and Mac operating systems.
Super Meat Boy Forever.
Incorrect.
Super Meat Boy.
Incorrect.
Meat Boy.
Super Meat Boy Forever.
This game came out in 2022. And that's too many clues at this point. Thorough victory. Finish the game having seen every world in one run.
Ooh.
True blank. Beat the game without using any relics.
Fuck. See, I should already get this by now, I think. Maybe not.
Victory. Finish the game.
I
Boom.
suck at this game. I can't.
Did I say what year it came out?
2022.
Okay. Boom. Defeat 5 foes at once using the war horn.
Oh. Fuck.
That does sound familiar.
Bubble blocker.
Fuck.
Absorb 3 hits using the bubble frog.
Oh, is it well, that doesn't match up with everything.
Just say it. Give me some clues.
No, well, I was gonna say Super Mario Run or whatever that game was called, but
Oh.
it wasn't on Switch.
It also wasn't on PC or Mac. Or
I doesn't matter. It wasn't on Switch. That was the first thing he said. So
Carrot in the chat says, "Why does this sound like Elden Ring when it isn't?" I'll give you that
Right.
one. It is not Elden Ring. Clearing a path. Run over 5 enemies using the mobile gear drill in one go.
oh, it's Shovel Knight Dig.
It is indeed Shovel Knight Dig. And Dom said, "Todd, you can stay in last place." That'll end.
You're not going to give me that. Wait, that wasn't. Oh, it's on Xbox?
I actually thought that was out on everything. It's apparently not.
Weird.
That's why I was going to change it. I was like, I just assumed that was available on everything at this point. That'll end the week with Dom
Omega Saw.
in first with 16 points, Mike in second with 13, and Todd making a little bit of progress with 8 points in third place. We appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode 413. You should definitely check out all the games we talked about. 100% go wishlist them. You will not be disappointed, and we'll see you next time.